I told folks, yes, Belichick's a great coach. But the lion's share of the credit for the dynasty goes to Tom Brady. Getting pushed back left and right. And not just from Rob Parker. But now, and I know it's still only halfway through the season, if that. But Tom Brady is showing you why he's the GOAT. At 43, folks. At 43, he is lighting things up. 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Buccaneers are 5-2. And you had to watch the game to appreciate the touch he's putting on the football. I'm just being honest. As a fan of the game, he threw some passes, Scotty Miller, Rob Gronkowski, Tyler Johnson in the end zone that were just, perfectly placed. And Rob, I want to be serious. What is your take? I know you're not going to give him too much credit. But what's your take on what you see from right now?
So why ask me then?
Well, I want to know what you're going to say. I don't know exactly what you're going to say.
No, so if you just asked me, you said, so I'm not going to give him credit.
You're not going to give him too much. No, I didn't say that.
So why
ask me? If you're going to repeat me, then say what I said. I said you're not going to give him too much credit. But what do you make of what you're seeing?
I've seen them beat up on also Rams. Their record is 1-2 against the better teams. Yep, that's the one win they have. Yeah, they also Rams. Denver, the Panthers, all these teams are at 500 or below.
Raiders were 3-2 until they're
3-3. They're at 500. Now
they are because they just lost to the Buccaneers.
But the Raiders too. I'm just saying I haven't been that impressed. We'll see as time goes on. We'll see. I know I'll have a pair of Jordans when it's all over because they're not going to get to the Super Bowl out of the NFC. I just know that. And we'll see how it progresses and how it moves along. How Antonio Brown being a part of that team, how does that work?
What's your thought on that?
There's a lot of things.
You think it could be chaotic? Or
I think Tom Brady is desperate to prove that he is more than just this guy who fit into Bill Belichick. So he's trying to stack the deck for himself, load up, whatever he can do to try to win. And I get it. He knows his time is running out.
You should do that, right?
Who doesn't want to do that? But not if you've won 6 Super Bowls. You shouldn't have to prove anything.
He doesn't have to prove anything.
Yes, he does. No, that's where you're wrong. That's what you're wrong. That's where you're wrong.
Everybody except you calls him the
GOAT.
No,
it's not everybody except me, Chris.
Who else
There's plenty of other people
Can you
who
give me
realize,
one name?
No, I'm talking about
you can't.
Football fans in general. I don't walk around with a list.
Name,
I have a life.
Every time I see somebody on TV or the radio, a former player, a current player, they call him the GOAT. I'm just
not
saying,
everybody.
honestly.
I
haven't seen one guy on TV say he's not the GOAT.
Not everybody believes he's the GOAT. They understand what's happening.
Even Shannon says he's the GOAT.
They understand about that's good. Shannon could say it. Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Everybody can say it. It doesn't matter. I don't believe it because I've seen what Tom Brady has been fortunate enough to have. And that doesn't mean that he can't play
Julian
or he's
Edelman,
a bum.
Wes Welker.
Okay? I'm not saying that.
Riche
all those guys were
Caldwell.
that's the biggest BS, Chris, because you know what? Last year you bellyached that he didn't have any weapons.
He didn't.
But then
Look
you talk about,
Cam
he made everybody. Well, how come he didn't make everybody last year? He makes everybody.
They won 12 games last year.
They
were
don't have
12-4.
anybody. You can't have it both ways.
You can't win the Super Bowl, but you got to the playoffs.
Oh,
they were 12-4. Now they're 2-4.
Now he's saying, now you're using that as a badge of honor. Oh, Wes Welker and all these other guys who are no good, he made them. But then the last couple of years, well, he doesn't have anybody. Make them, Tom Brady.
At 43, I think that's a little too much to ask. At 43, that's a little too much to ask.
No, it's not. If he's some miracle worker, it's ridiculous.
Troy Brown.
It's about the defense.
I mean,
that's what that team is about. You
Stop
even heard
it, Rob. It's getting tired.
Christian Fourier even said it.
It's getting tired.
It'll be about
Christian
the defense.
Fourier said he's going to be the MVP.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't even bet on it.
He said that don't mean he didn't say it.
He blinked on it when the time came.
So what? He still said it. I don't care if he blinked and what. He said it.
He blinked.
What
on
does that
it.
mean?
What do you mean?
He didn't want to bet
know he's
you.
Gonna be the MVP.
Everybody doesn't have to
Stick
bet
your
on
chest
everything.
out. Stick
My
your chest
goodness.
out. You think he's going to be the MVP?
No, I didn't pick him to be MVP.
Why not? You just told me
'Cause
how
I didn't
great he
think
is and they're rolling. Why not?
He is playing well. That don't mean he's going to be MVP. Now, he's in the running. Right now, you're talking about Russell Wilson. I'm not saying in this order, but Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, they're all in it. I mean, I'm surprised he's actually in the race. And I'm just being objective, Rob. I watch these games. This dude is throwing the football really well. And that's all I'm saying. Now, let's go back to his former team, though. Look, a few weeks ago, we and many others were raving about Cam. Raving. And rightfully so. They were 2-1. He was playing well, threw for almost 400 yards against Seattle, a top team. Right. They had a great chance to win that game. And he's obviously been very bad since then. Now, he's thrown 5 interceptions, no touchdowns his last 2 games. Got benched just yesterday. Now, Belichick did come out, and rightfully so, I believe, say, look, we're sticking with Cam. I mean, he's our quarterback going forward, so he's not losing his job. But he's struggled. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to wait before I make a full judgment on what I'm seeing from Cam, because I assume he's fine from, he had COVID. And I assume obviously he's passed the test and he's obviously, strong enough and all that stuff. But I don't know. Did that affect? It clearly disrupted his season. And he has not been the same since. I want to wait a few more weeks before I say, well, he's blowing it. He just doesn't have it anymore or whatever, before I, because he really hadn't looked good the last few weeks.
Yeah, but quarterbacks have slumps. Things happen. I don't know who he's throwing to. I can't name their receiving core. I can't. If you paid me, if you offered me a
nobody to throw to.
If you offered me a pair of Jordans, I couldn't tell you who he's throwing to.
He didn't have anybody to throw to earlier, when he looked good.
Yeah, but even then, they weren't lighting up the scoreboard, but they were winning, and he looked better. But he looks bad now, and he did have the COVID. I don't know what it took on him.
Right.
So I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but it's just a part of the fabric
it's
of
an unknown.
Right, that of something that has happened. I mean, that's just, you can't talk about it. It's not like he played every game. He had to miss a game, right, because of it.
I think he missed 2.
I thought
he missed one. He missed one because they ended up not playing a game.
Right.
So they're 2-4. He's played 5 games.
Yeah.
But I think that Belichick is making the right move to stick with him. Because first of all, Stidham's horrible.
What options does he have?
Right,
I mean,
Stidham's
he doesn't have any
horrible.
options.
I mean, Stidham's throwing an interception like once every 4 or 5 times he puts the ball in the air. Yeah, he's almost Nathan Peterman. Not quite, but almost.
5 interceptions in the first half
Peterman
of your debut, NFL's first start.
Oh my!
Might be the all-timer. Seriously, 5 picks?
It's got to be the all-timer. Hey, I can't imagine there's something worse than that. But I think he's making the right move because look, see what Cam's got. That's what this is about. See what he's got, and Cam may be done. I don't know. Cam admitted himself today, Rob. He said, "Look, I understand. If I don't get better, I could get benched permanently." And I give him credit for self-awareness.
If he says anything else, or to ignore what's happened, when you've thrown 5 picks and no touchdowns in 2 NFL games, and you're a former MVP, and the team was moving earlier, and now your play is poor, yes, you can get benched, right? You got taken out of the game. You can get benched permanently because they just pulled you out the game yesterday.
Right. And but I think the smart move is to stick with him right now and stick with him these few games. See what he can do. I mean, even if he's horrible the next game, stick with him for the next 3 games or so. Give him a full chance. And if he blows it, he blows it. And I tell you what, Rob, and I'd hate to see this, if he doesn't do well the rest of this year, this could be it for Cam Newton. I think that's possible. I hope it doesn't happen. I was
I'm
once
not ready to
saying
bury
earlier,
him.
I'd like
I'm not
to
ready
see
to
him,
bury him yet because I like some of the stuff I saw early.
but I
And
just
he could
don't
ju-
know
he-
if another team is, because remember, look how nobody really wanted him earlier other than
Yeah,
the Patriots.
but I'm saying, but when they got off to a good start, he looked good. So it wasn't like it was nothing. Like he didn't play well at all this year. That would be different. And if he catches fire, I don't know, Chris. I'm just saying I don't know what their schedule
I
is.
agree with you there.
If they play, if he runs off, let's just refigure this. They win 4 games in a row and he plays well. Then all of a sudden you say he had the COVID. He was down and out. You know what I mean? You could look to something,
of course.
and maybe make a case and say he snapped out of it.
Of course. I mean, the ball is in his court. Of course, if he plays well, he's got a future somewhere, whether it's New England or elsewhere. But I'm saying what he's doing right now, he looks bad. And I said I'm holding back judgment. But I'm just saying these last 2 games, he's been horrible. And if this continues, he could be done. Because nobody wanted him before this, before the Patriots signed him. They got him for a song. And I was one of the first ones out there saying he needs to go to New England. They'll put an offense that's perfect for him around him, and he'll be able to play well and either land a job there or elsewhere. So I hope it works out for him. But as he said, he got to start delivering. And you're right, they don't have weapons. But nobody's looking at it. He's not 42 like Brady was last year. He's still young, and I hope the hits, we know how many hits he took, throughout his career in Carolina. I hope the hits haven't taken their toll on him. So we'll see what happens with Cam Newton going forward with the pass. But right now they're 2-4 and looking like they're going to be on the outside looking in of the playoff race.